I will now look for a motion to approve the amended agenda for this evening.
I second. Oh, go ahead.
I'll make the motion.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Wait, I almost said nay. Sorry, excuse me. Motion passes 3-0. Any correction to the minutes from last meeting, September 14th? Hearing none, I will look for a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. New business.
All right, so the first item is the Pavilion concept update. So in the packet, you will see two pictures. One is on page 6, that is the newest version, and then page 7 is the older version. Let me give you a little background. So since the, we've had a couple meetings, and in August, we decided, or the Park Commission decided to make some changes to the pavilion. They were not done by the September meeting, so I did, the architect was notified of the requested changes. I did meet with the architect the week of September 25th, and then I was able to get that concept back. And so that is in front of you today. So the changes that were made that you'll see, he was able to change the one large bathroom into 3 smaller unisex bathrooms that are accessible from the outside. There was a change of one of the other large bathrooms into the kitchen area, so that has 2 roll-up windows now with so it would be a larger kitchen with 2 roll-up windows now, still with the plug-ins and the counter on the outer edge, but it does separate the bathroom and the kitchen areas, and then the kitchen will include a sink and counters as well inside. The one thing, he did not change the footprint of the shelter. We did not want that. The only thing, and I'm looking for further direction on this part, when I talked to the architect about the gable-styled roof, he recommended against it, but I don't really know exactly why. So,
You could hip the side that's towards the baseball field and then gable and make it kind of the old town look on this
on the
side.
front side.
I just think that you're not gonna have any place for signage. You won't have anything for, say, the
Oh.
mayor logo, and then if you're
Yeah.
gonna put the baseball team logo or the Lions Club, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so put it on the
The east side.
shelter side.
Yep,
Okay.
the bathroom side would be, I would presume the bathrooms would be on this side, correct?
They're on facing the park because the shelter is where
Oh,
the
okay,
pavilion's gonna face this way, because then
okay.
the baseball park can use the bathrooms.
So then it would be the picnic side then?
The picnic side
Yep,
is where I think the signage would
Yep,
go.
yep.
Yeah. Yep, I can talk to him about that, because, yeah, then we can get signage up there, the name of the pavilion, if we name it, and the
Yeah.
logo and stuff. So I can check back with him on that. But other than that, Mike Wagner did get back to me on his comments. He just said he liked the idea of having the kitchen and the bathroom separate. And that's kind of what his comments were. But I am looking at any other input on this design that was put together, and if we need any more changes.
How large,
recommendation.
Go ahead.
how large is that overhang over the
3
side?
feet on,
So there'd be enough, like if it's raining, you could walk underneath.
it's
to the
3 feet
bathroom.
and it's 4 feet actually on the on the end.
Okay,
It's 3 feet continuous and then it's 4 feet on that the bathroom side.
okay. So you could walk.
You would have it on if it's raining.
Okay.
Yes. We want to make a difference on the other side with the picnic tables, since you'll be in the
Right,
shelter anyhow.
right.
Yeah, so I think the last discussion we had was we wanted the 3 bathrooms and then that kitchen area, but I think kind of when we asked about that, he was like, well, I think, we could make the kitchen area larger, concession area larger if we wanted to.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on the bathrooms and that bigger kitchen area?
Well, the kitchen is about 8 feet. So I don't know how much room people need. I mean, are we gonna put stainless steel
We're not gonna put a lot in
tops in there?
there.
I mean, a couple things.
I would just probably put some NSF tables in there.
Yeah, like I
Movable.
think there'll be a sink and then there'll be maybe some counters and that's it.
Right.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
it simple, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, simple, yep.
Because you could put a table, you have your doors on the end of the kitchen, and you have the center door. You could put a table there with some outlets just on the back wall there.
Yep.
Do we need both doors?
Um,
The exit ones?
If you get a bunch of people in there, it could get kind of,
Be nice for airflow too.
it might be, I'm trying to
I know
think
what you mean.
too.
Because then you can put something like in one of the corners.
Yep.
you know?
Right.
I can ask, I don't know, like if it's,
It's
I
code.
wouldn't know if it's like an accessibility thing, like if you need to, I don't know. Yeah, I could ask about.
yeah,
the
you put it
two
towards
doors.
the park side. I mean,
Right.
that's all you really need then.
Yeah, because then,
And the other corner can be the sink and counter.
yeah, you could almost put like a little, I don't know.
I could even ask if well, I was gonna say maybe the storage door can go on that one side.
Yeah, well, you could
But-
push it down farther,
Hmm.
so it's not just in the center, but.
Because I think, yeah, they said the plumbing and everything would be in there for Public Works to do what they need to do, and then, also if like there's mops or brooms that need to be put in there, but,
And if that's gonna face the way we were talking,
Mhm.
he has a bottle refiller. It'd be on the north side, it should be on the south side. Cause that's where general public's gonna see it, is on the park side.
But we are gonna have the splash pad at some point too, on the north side.
Oh, you are gonna put it on the north side? Oh, I thought you were gonna put it
I
on
think
the-
we originally said it would be to the south, but we
It
just
would?
don't know for sure yet, because it would be, we were thinking originally it would be at the softball, kickball field.
Yeah,
But the more I thought about it, I don't know, we still have to have that discussion, because that field gets used a lot more than I thought
yep.
by the school and other
So,
kids.
yeah, I would say the
And
north
so
side.
if it goes kind of between the parking lot and the ice skating rink, like that flat area, I think that might be a good location now, if you think about it more. And then it would make sense to stay there.
Okay,
But I think I am looking now to keep that kickball field, just because I've been watching it and I notice a lot of people do use that.
yeah, I've noticed people using it too.
And then I think we're not running into kids being so close to the street
Yep.
as well.
There are trees there, right?
Yeah, we
So
could
it'll actually
remove
be on the south side of the trail.
the,
Splash
the
pad.
splash pad would actually be on the north side. So it'd be, we would take down the public work shed, that's where the
this-
pavilion would
yeah.
go. And then I think this one would go kind of between the pavilion and City Hall, the splash pad.
Oh, that's so on the north side.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, so we are on the same page, okay.
Yep.
And then take down the trees up until,
Yeah, if we took down trees, we could replace those trees, with something else, if we
Now,
need.
do we ever want to consider,
Addition down the road.
well, no, I'm just thinking, if that ballpark, God forbid, ever gets used, the big one we built for
Oh.
town team, I mean, parking wise and stuff, do we want the splash pad sitting right in front of that, or?
Yeah, I know,
Probably have to put a fence around it. Are you gonna have to put a fence around it or not?
the splash pad,
Yeah.
it depends. If it's not as close to the street, then I think we could possibly do without it, but that's a discussion we have to decide.
Okay.
I've seen both, with or without it. So it's kind of,
Or you put trees in front of it, so at least there's some kind of.
yeah, you could do like a buffer between different
True.
park amenities.
Okay,
Could even put them cute arborvitae's
yep.
all around, just as a hedge, like,
Yeah, 'cause you don't want anything too tall because
right,
you block the
right,
sun and stuff.
Yeah, you wanna be able to see too.
right. I like it.
Okay, so I'm guessing, based on comments, that it would just be bringing back, moving seeing if we can eliminate one of the doors,
Yep.
moving the storage door down, and then just making sure there's outlets in there and kind of where the sinks and counters will go, and then the gable roofing on the shelter side.
Yep. Just because down the road you could, that's something to think of too, is the placement of the splash pad, whether or not you could flank it with an addition or just the one side with some more picnic areas type of
Right.
thing. You know, to think about down the road is to give us enough space for that splash pad in between type of thing.
And then put like some of them, you know, even if some of those triangle sheet, like sunshades off of the pavilion with picnic table areas
Yeah.
underneath it
Mm-hmm.
would be,
Or just do that, yeah, for sure, yeah.
right. What if we move the mechanical room door to the outside instead of from the inside?
Yeah, that was one thing I thought of too.
Yeah, I
as
was
an
thinking
ask
that
them.
too, but then if you're,
'Cause then the
have
pub-
supplies in there, you have paper towels and all that
Oh,
kind of stuff,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
easier for the
But
person to
that
go.
kitchen's big and.
Yeah, because I would say
Oh, But
otherwise,
you don't want the public to have access to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise
Got it,
public
got
work,
it.
you'd have to have an
It's gonna
extra
disappear.
key,
I just. no.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
I like it.
So with those changes in mind, do you feel comfortable bringing this to council for a discussion at possibly their November or December meeting, workshop meeting? December would be fine.
I'd say December, that way we have next meeting for review of the
Yep, one more.
changes.
Yep.
Okay.
Because by then we might think of something else. too.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I gotta talk to Public Works a little bit more too, about the water and sewer and then finalizing. I'd like to get a drawing of the location to where we think we want it to finalize that. And then with the bidding process, I did talk to the architect about that. How we would possibly recommend to council bidding it would be, the building with two different materials. So what you can do is we can bid it as concrete, the concrete structure, and then as an alternate option, we can say, okay, if you remove the concrete part and you use wood or another material, what would that cost? And so that gives us an idea of the cost difference and then allows us to have that discussion when the bids come in, which material we would prefer to go with. And it just gives us flexibility.
Are we
So,
Are we gonna aluminum wrap the columns then? Or are we gonna leave them bare wood?
I would do something with them.
I would aluminum wrap them, just more weather protection, longer lasting. It doesn't cost that much.
yeah, we would definitely have, when we do that, we would have the discussion about maintenance.
What if, on the picnic side, what if a person would put like a half wall? You know, you were talking about signage. Maybe instead of having it up top and
Yeah,
screwing
you
with the
could do a
roof,
half wall
a
down
half
the
wall on the bottom. Still have walk-through, but half wall on each side, and then do a walk-through in the center, I'm sure around a post. But there'd be bypass on each side.
Yep.
But then you'd have signage areas on both sides and the bottom.
I think there's a post right in the middle, though.
Yeah, there's a post in the middle. You could jog.
I don't even know if you need a pass-through there, because it's not that far to walk around.
No, I was just thinking.
Or you move
We could
the
always-
post- Or you move the post from center and you make 2 posts in that area. Make a
Or yeah, what if,
5-foot area where you have, 4 posts instead of 3.
or what, yeah, what if you even put like a larger column where you could put signs on just in the middle?
Yeah,
Like
make
stone it to the
decorative-
top.
decorative stone
Yeah,
to- I like that.
like
Maybe a little bit.
stone it, up and then make like a little island almost
Yep.
with like a 36-inch shelf, and then it's 36-inch wide to the ground. Then it's still open in the front, but you got signage on the bottom, and then up, it's almost like a chimney.
Yep. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just a thought. Then it would look, little decorative, if nothing else, could maybe even put,
I mean, it's a rough sketch, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think, just keeping in mind the, like, cost changes, and
Yep.
we could always do.
That can always be added, that's pretty simple, it doesn't need to be footed or anything like that. You're just pretty much wrapping that post.
well, you're just adding some 2x4
Right.
walls to the walls. So
Right.
it's a 2x2 material, 2x6.
Yeah, I could talk to him and just see.
And just cultured stone, you know.
I mean, do the gable option like we were thinking, but then still, whether or not he can envision what we're talking about with this.
Yeah, it almost looked like
You
a
can always
fireplace
send
with a
me,
chimney.
like, a sketch drawing or what you
I could
think.
send something to you, yeah.
Okay,
Something, 5 foot wide then? 6 feet wide?
Yeah, 4 foot, 5 foot, whatever, and then have, narrow it down again towards the top, you could almost do something like that in there, little fireplace or something, but I'm sure that
do
would
you
be
think,
against city laws.
Maybe put a table on the backside of it, just as a
Yeah.
place for people to set stuff.
Sure.
do you think, like,
Maybe.
visibility, there would be any visibility issues, like, for people using the park? Any concerns there?
Mm-mm, it'd be on the street side, so,
It'd be on the street side, that's what would be nice to have signage there.
yep.
Oh, sounds good. So, okay, so if they did that option, would you want it still gabled, or do you want it?
Then he could go back to the hip.
Okay.
Just a cost-saving thought, maybe, you don't have to change the roof lines, and
Okay.
it'd be even cool if you could put an LED sign in there so you could change different stuff, what's going on.
Yeah, I was thinking like bulletin board or something would be nice in there too.
Yeah, but who goes up and goes,
Well, like if somebody,
what's on there?
sometimes it's nice, like if you rent it. You
I know
can
what you're
put-
saying.
You can put like rented by so-and-so on this.
But you could almost do that, if you control the LED sign, you could have that all in there.
That's true.
But
Well, that's-
all of that could be added later. We don't have to do that right away in the design. As long as there's electrical plumb that way,
Yeah,
we
get a
could,
tube or something like that.
yep. Tube and a dedicated breaker, I don't know what them big LED signs take.
Oh, they don't take any.
I wouldn't think so, but I think that would be cool for events and anything, really. I know we have the one down at Core Trust, but it would be nice for people that come play up here and different stuff. Lions Club sponsored purse bingo on whatever night, and, council meeting and whatever, you can really put whatever up there.
And other than that, yeah, puts all the sponsors and.
Sure,
and
and just have it
companies.
scroll or do whatever.
Yeah, I think those.
And then you're
signs-
not stuck with,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think those signs are getting a lot more.
Only
high-tech.
logistical is then, do you have to, are you able to update it with?
It would yeah, it would be updated here at City Hall.
well, you guys
It would
update the.
Yeah, we connected. We do that one here,
Yep, so,
so.
Cool.
just a thought.
Oh, yeah, for sure, I'm up for.
No, I think these are all good, good things to then bring to the, or bring up at the council discussion too, when we
Right.
bring these ideas to them.
We want to talk about like rental rates.
I
Not
don't
right
think we're right. I don't think we're there yet.
Cause like, right,
Something we'll want to bring to the council.
I mean, I think I'd need to, I mean, we can maybe have that discussion in November if we're gonna wait till December. I can look into it. Right now, we don't rent out anything except the community center. So I might have to get some ideas about how we would even do it, like,
I'm sure,
Just gonna open it up.
I'm sure it'd be similar to renting the community center. You get your key like the day or the night before.
right?
You go in there, set up, you gotta clean up. I'm sure it'd be very similar.
Yeah, I think.
You gotta
I-
return the key to the Dropbox.
Mhm.
I don't think it'd be all that tough to set that up,
Yeah,
really.
right. I think,
And I mean, $25, $50 for
So
a
Wacoma
day.
charges $25 an hour for their gazebo with no services. Lake Minnewaska has like a kitchen area and all that. They charge $150 a day on the weekdays or $225 a day on the weekends.
Well, I think I'd almost start slow, just to get people interested.
Then
We
if
can
you-
always go up a little bit.
But then you'll have people complaining that it went up.
yeah, I think, because we usually set these fees with our fee schedule every January. So the,
Also
like, we can
back.
talk about it, but once it's built, I don't think we really need to establish like a final
Yeah.
dollar amount until it's built and,
People see it, maybe let it,
but we could at least bring up to the city council that we would do it, charge something, we just don't know what it would be
Right.
yet.
Where does that revenue go?
It would go in the park fund, park revenue. Yeah, we would consider that in operations, like
So
the
then
revenue
that'll
that we got.
offset, like anything we do?
So how we do it with the budget is we would take that revenue into consideration when we're, setting the budget for the park. And so we would, it just kind of is a balancing thing, so we'd be like, that would just be a revenue coming in, and then it would maybe then lower how much we would have to, that's a little weird.
because there's
Like,
maintenance cost to it.
Right.
yeah, so it would kind of go into balancing out the park budget and operations, and
You rent the concession stand out though, right? Can we do that?
it's an option, but we rarely get anybody that wants to do it.
That's probably not that, that's probably like 25 a day or something, I would imagine.
I'll ask Janelle, it's been a really long time since we've rented that out, so, I think it's just because of COVID and everything, we just haven't had a lot of activity out at the ballparks that use the concessions, so. But, no, I think it would definitely be a good revenue source, especially, you know, if somebody wants to have it for the weekend or something, or a day, and,
Cool.
yeah. All right, so I will get those changes to the architect, and then we'll plan on December bringing it to council, and then I think that's it. So, okay.
On to tree lighting?
Yeah, so I apologize that I didn't get this on the regular agenda. I sometimes lose track of how much we need to do for this event, and it's already October. So, as you know, in the past, we've done the tree lighting out here at Old Schoolhouse Park. We have a tree that's in ground that we Public Works decorates with lights. Last year was kind of a scaled back version because of COVID. We really just did like a live video, just for the community to kind of tune into. And then we did a coloring contest for the month of, I think it was in November through December, and then we posted those on social media and the city website. I think that was really fun. I think people really enjoyed that. They just, again, with COVID, they dropped off their drawing, and then we would hand them a candy cane for whoever participated, and then everybody got recognized on social media and on the website. So I thought that was fun. I think that would be fun to do that again. The previous years without that, I think that was our first or second one, we did more of a cookie and hot chocolate and had the Lions involved with the whole process. I think we had tried to get Mayor Lutheran involved with like caroling, but again, COVID, and so a lot of things kind of got scaled back last year. But I think it makes sense to start having those discussions. This usually goes on the same time that the fire department does their event, so they do pictures of Santa, and then they usually decorate the truck, and they'll bring it up after their event. They'll bring it up to City Hall and have their truck lit up. So we would probably coordinate with the fire department again.
I did ask if they have anything planned, and I haven't heard back yet.
Yeah, I can talk to the fire chief about that. But yeah, so we'd probably do, coordinate with the fire department. And then we could see what if the Lions want to get involved again with some sort of cookie and beverage.
So I was kind of thinking, so last year with the coloring contest, that was mainly, because we couldn't have people here doing anything.
Yeah.
So we don't use the community center for like that day at all for anything, right?
No.
So what if we do like a craft or something where the kids can come in and do that? I looked at Oriental Trading and we could get like 100 for like $70. That would make 100 little ornaments.
Oh, cool. Is there any way to integrate like mayor or something on the ornament?
I mean, I think if you were to do like your own custom thing maybe, but these
Okay.
are like
Yeah.
pre-made.
Nope, okay.
Mm.
Kit type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on both? I don't know. I really liked the coloring contest.
We could do both.
But I think the craft is a good idea too, to have some activity for kids to do too.
And I'd like to, I could volunteer and
Mhm. Yeah, and I can always do the coloring contest as a separate thing, even, like, it could just be a city thing for that, and then,
Yeah, because in November.
because I like to hang them up in the hallway too.
Yeah.
For
And then if
people to
they're
see.
in here, if you have them dropped off before the Christmas tree lighting, when the kids come in, they could see their
Yeah.
pictures they colored and look at them all.
We should almost really decide on that, like, tonight, because we gotta pronto, like, November, we really gotta start pushing and advertising and,
Yeah, I can put together kind of the flyer that we can put in the newsletter and social media. And I'll, between now and then, I'll talk to the fire department about what they're doing.
Are we gonna have anything at the fire station, I think?
For the Christmas thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their photos with Santa during the evening, early evening, and then they bring the truck up here after. So we would just kind of,
No.
no, I think they would do it over there.
Rev up and have more stuff there type of thing.
Yeah, I will see what they're doing. I know last year it was scaled back too because of everything. But yeah, they usually have, it's a few hours of kind of pictures and then other activities and,
Yeah, I think they had coloring like
Mhm.
2 years ago.
yeah. So,
so what do we do, set up like big vats of hot water and mix up Swiss Miss as we go, or,
Well, the Lions did that
okay?
here 2 years ago. And then we have fire pits.
Like fire barrels going, or,
yeah, they have those, Public Works has those they're like the bottoms with the gates around it with the top, and then they just stick wood in it. And then, yeah, we'll have Public Works do the tree, and then
we'll work on the crafts. Lions will take the,
We'll talk to
hopefully,
We need to
Lions about
confirm
that.
that.
hopefully take the hot chocolate and hot cider or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And the cookies. And then I can reach out to Mayor Lutheran and see what their thoughts are on having their choir come out.
Do you want me to work on like 2 different coloring sheets again?
Yeah, no, that'd be
I
good.
still have like with the logo and everything.
Yeah, no, that would be perfect. Okay, so I think that makes sense. So I got coordinate with fire department, public works with all the stuff that we usually set up with them, the tree, the fire pits, contacting the Lions. And then we'll plan on doing a craft in the community center. I'll talk to Janelle about making sure it's open for that day, because I know December gets really busy for the
Well,
community
we
center.
probably want it open anyway, right? Like we wouldn't want to have another event when we have.
Well, I mean, usually it depends on what day we do it. During the week, it's not that big of a deal or big of an issue, but weekends book out well ahead of time.
It's normally on a Saturday though.
I think it is on the weekend.
Like, what if there is a wedding or something and we have wedding parking and then the tree lighting parking?
It's possible. Because usually we don't, I would say it's usually, in the past, we haven't had that issue, but it
Can't
could
we just
happen.
Ixnay that date, you can't rent the
No.
hall.
And then I think we need to plan that date way earlier. with the-
Yeah, because I think December is already booked out completely. But let me just look, on the weekends, I mean. Again, some of the stuff is during the day only. It just depends. I don't have all the information.
We'll have to figure that out then.
Otherwise, we will have the shed up still, and so we could always put heaters in the shed, and they can set up tables in there too. And then next year, we would maybe have the pavilion. So, I mean, that might even be better to do the shed, because then people won't be walking so far, like back and forth with their kids. That shed, I think would have enough space to set up tables and do crafts
And then
there.
this is open for restrooms? Is that-
Yeah, yep. So this is open for restrooms. We do have, I think we'll, huh?
Said till the drunk 12-year-old comes out of the wedding. Hey.
Yeah, so I think that's a good start. I can just finalize a lot of the details and bring it back in November. Okay, and then fall cleanup. So we, as you know, do the trail and, the Dakota Trail
Same section.
cleanup. Yeah, I'm gonna do a drive.
I think it's just where we started
Yeah,
west.
yeah, right. Because there's just been
No
some
hills.
confusion. But, is there a day, usually we do it before, but the next one is November. We don't know how cold that'll be. Is there a different day that would work that I could try and,
What do you
Neat.
think? Weekend, Saturday morning?
I think,
I'll hold somebody's bag.
I mean, it can be during whatever works best for people. I know people are usually busy on the weekends, but I know week evenings are also busy.
And it'll start getting dark.
Yeah.
And it'll start getting darker. So we could even do it during the day. If people, I know people are working too, but if there's a time, I don't know. I'm flexible. I just want to make sure it works for all of you.
So before a meeting again, though? Or it doesn't matter, just in
I think
general?
that'll-
It could be 5:30 on one evening, because I think it gets dark around 7:30 right now. And then we have daylight savings coming up early November.
Yeah, and we were talking a lot and.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe is like next week too soon? Or is that fine?
I can ask people if next week will work. I am open, I believe.
It's MEA at the end of the week.
Right.
Put feelers out for like next Tuesday and
Yeah.
following Tuesday.
Okay, so week of October 18th. Okay. All right, I'll send out an email and just see what people respond with.
Pretty open.
Okay.
Are you working right now or no?
Going back next week, but.
All right.
working
Oh, you're
on
gonna take 'em.
counter, so.
All right, so we'll do that. And then staff updates. I just gave an update on the park signs that went up, so you probably see those around town now.
Yep.
Yeah, they look good.
Mhm.
That's all I have.
Anybody else got anything to comment or report on?
That's,
Then I will look for a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion?
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned at 7:07.